The Joe Rogan Experience.
Joe, they didn't even know FDR was crippled.
That's right.
FDR was crippled?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
They didn't know. He would literally hold himself up at the podium. I think he got polio or some shit as a kid, right? So he was paraplegic, right? But the press respected his role as president, and they respected his privacy. I mean, he had side bitches. He had all this shit going on. And he would just stand up at the podium, holding himself up whenever you were talking. Everything else besides that, they kind of roll him around. But the people didn't know because there wasn't this access.
Oh, I want us to get back to lying to each other. I'm dead
talk
serious.
to me.
Because think about it. It used to be a time where you didn't know what somebody's religion was. Right. You didn't know what somebody's political views were. Like, you didn't, like, nobody knew. Like, you just went, you presented, and you went the fuck home. Yeah. I think we need to get back to that. I think it's too much motherfucking so-called truth out there.
Get back in the closet, not just with your gay shit, just whatever.
Just get back to bullshitting each other.
Yes.
Everybody should just get back to bullshitting each other. Because guess what? Remember how they used to say, you don't want the truth because you can't handle the truth? That this era, the world cannot handle truth. That's why they won't tell us about UFOs.
What? What do you think is happening with UFOs?
They won't tell us that UFOs exist. Because if they told us that UFOs exist, motherfuckers would probably go crazy. When the reality is we really probably need to know UFOs exist because it would humble the fuck out of everyone.
Well, that's the only time we get along. Sure. Right? Like in every movie, right? The only time Russia and China and America get on a conference call is when...
Bro,
the movies.
The aliens are coming.
Fuck the movies. Ronald Reagan said that in a speech in the 80s. Ronald Reagan told Mikhail Gorbachev, why the fuck are we beefing? Because one day we might have an extraterrestrial threat, and then we got to come together. And everybody was like, what the fuck is Ronald Reagan talking about?
How quickly we would put aside our differences.
Yes.
We were faced with a threat from an alien world. And everybody was like, what does he know?
Yeah.
Oh, I would respect.
We're going to find out tonight. Joe, we going to find out tonight.
By the way, I would respect your prejudice if aliens came and you still held on to whatever the fuck you held on to.
If you still hated black people?
If you were still racist, if you were still homophobic, if you were still transphobic after the aliens came, I'd be like, shit.
No, this is bigger than the alien life. That's not a girl. That's a fucking dude in a dress.
Men can't get pregnant. Hold on, E.T. Men can't get pregnant.
Oh, my God.
I would respect the fuck out of that. I'd be like, okay, all right.
That's how you know it's true.
That's how you know it's real.
That's what's up.
Bro, as long as it's real, I really don't have no choice but to respect it.
But I think you're right.
Agree with it.
Joe, I think you're right. I think we're getting to the end of outrage culture. I think
it's almost over.
We put out a clip this last week of there was this kid in the front row in a wheelchair heckling me.
I saw that.
Son.
That was hilarious.
And we went back and forth. And initially I put it out like, oh, fuck, what's going to happen? Am I going to have these, like, you know, people rolling up to my shows and, like, fucking posters?
No, you
and
handled it really well.
He was also a special kid.
Yeah.
He had something. You know how people have it? You ever around people and they just have a fucking...
Yeah.
Like they have a... Like, you know who has it? Ari. Ari Shafir. He has this fucking... I don't know. There's something... When I'm around him, I just like him.
Yeah.
I just kind of want him to tell me his opinions on shit. Right. You just ask him, how do you feel about... Yeah, but he's like, how do you feel about carpets? And he'll just fucking tell you. He'll be like, I'm done with them. Whatever. So it's like... He just had this thing and he had such positive energy, and I'm making fun of the guy for fucking being in a wheelchair, and he's making fun of me for having a shitty upper body. And like, literally, I go to him, I said, you know, your upper body's pretty good. And he goes, what's your excuse? Like, quick. And we have this moment and no backlash.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
It was cool.
No backlash should matter except for the guy in the wheelchair.
Right.
If everybody else is like, oh, why the fuck are you picking on him? If the guy in the wheelchair don't care, and the guy in the wheelchair is going back and forth, why the fuck are you jumping in this?
It's never people that have it.
Never.
It's always parents of people that have things. Like when there was this person had a seizure in one of my videos, everybody who had seizures was cool with it. It was always a parent of a kid who had a seizure who was like, my son suffers from, how dare you put a clip up like that? So it's always offense on behalf of. Because I really think that people who suffer for things, they've went through way harder things than a joke.
Yeah.
And they actually like that they're being spoken to as a regular person in the audience, not babied like every other part of their life. Can I get the door for you? Can I get...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all right, for the first time, I'm in it.